Today on Brick Jawns, we are traveling through distance and time to visit Lancaster, PA and Brickheads. That clock is incorrect.
Hey guys, Ron Daggett, Brickheads here. So the grand tour of Brickheads. I got a sign up here I built out of Lego, and that's all the city will give me for space to put up there. Ha! Says closed. Let me go flip that. Over here I got a UFO that I picked up. He actually had it for sale on Facebook for $100. So I don't know if anybody out there also was competing with me on this thing. He let me take it first.
How many pieces? Oh, look at you go. All right.
I actually don't know how many pieces there are, but if I was gonna guess, 25,000 with the UFO in the stuff underneath. About 350 pounds because I had to take it apart and carry it, and it was a real big nightmare bringing that in here. I actually had 4 drunk college boys help me carry it in when I did get it to here though. And I'm thinking they're gonna drop it. Over here I do separated color, all assorted stuff, everything from the brown down to the wheels. You know, people are gonna hang out for an hour or two, so maybe I ought to carry some drinks. Bought a little piece of pegboard once again on Facebook, and COVID giving me the time to go find all that stuff. I just threw that up. I think this is the last thing I built that was in here. This was the first thing that I built for the shop. I built this in my driveway at home. It was a Build-A-Figure table. My youngest, 10 years old, said, "Hey Dad, we got to have one of these in the shop." Over here I got the minifigure wall. That all came from AC Moore. When they went out of business, I bought 2 different marker displays, tore the marker displays apart, and this is what I ended up with. My favorite piece up top, which is the Orthogs Tower. There is a C-3PO guy, and he was given to me by my cousin who bought a house and found that up in the barn and was like, "Hey, do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yes, please."
That's like a battle droid.
So the battle droid came from a guy, he's not important at all. So over here, my display that was actually here when I got here, and I was like, "Hey, this is perfect." Kids like to bring in partially built sets, and I don't want to weigh it and give them $2 a pound on it because I don't feel like that's going to be worth anything. So when they bring in something partially built, I give them a price on it that I think I can put the set back up on the wall for something a little bit more, and I get something out of it anyway. I got a 50-cent pick-a-brick section, 25-cent bin, which is a little further down. Bulk block that I got here, you can fill bags for these bulk block. It just makes it kind of convenient for people that just like to do random builds, or a kid that doesn't have a whole lot of Legos, Legos. I ran out of space, so my bigger sets actually have to go up top. And then I've got another section that was initially going to be just my used sets, but I realized my used sets took up more space than I thought they were going to, so I started putting them all throughout the wall. And then all these sets here are just used and new sets. When I bought this off the guy, he actually had the big green dragon that's got the little whippy tail on it. I brought it home. I was like, the dragon's like super cool. I love the way it moves. I was like, you know what, like my son's gonna love this. I brought it home, it's been on his desk since, he loved it. 2.5 years old, my dad bought me my first set, and obviously I was way too little, but I do remember him building an 18-wheeler truck with just one of those buckets of just random stuff. And I can still see the truck. I could probably almost build it, which is kind of neat, and I thought Dad was like the greatest builder there ever was. I've always been big on medieval stuff, and Lego had the medieval stuff, so that kind of, you know, the two combined led me to be all big about this kind of thing.
Tell us what brought you to this spot now. You're from upstate New York, and we're in Lancaster.
So for me, bringing me to here, I was working for a guy, Doug, was really, really close to him. He fell in love with this camp. We built out on an island, and he ended up passing away while we were still doing work. I went down to the island where we had built his camp after he'd passed, and out loud said, "Hey Doug, how you doing? Any chance that you could go on a little trip with me in a couple weeks?" I met a guy at a comic book shop who said, "Go over towards Lancaster." So we went to check out Lidditz. We went downtown there. They were having a Renaissance fair the day we came down there. And I'm like, this is all me. So many things connecting us to the guy that I had asked help for. He was a big fan of rabbits, and there's like rabbits everywhere here. And the realtor was looking for houses down here, and she sends us one image. On the table is a piece of driftwood. Doug had collected driftwood. People that own the house gave me the piece of driftwood that still sits on my table. Everything fell right into place. Full time, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week at least, yeah. The week before COVID takes place, I go sign papers, and he's like, "I'll give you the keys for, you know, the 2nd of March. So it comes up to 2nd, and I think during that week I find out about COVID. The landlord said they couldn't do anything for me on this at all. So the entire hallway out here, nobody was in it. I utilized that space to build everything and get everything ready for in here. almost 3 months before my store opened.
You did all the work yourself.
I did, yeah. The rarest thing I bought I actually kept, which is the Star Wars set here.
Which one? The
one with the chrome on the back.
Okay.
Castle
Most expensive
sets.
fig that you have here, just a figure.
Be the Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Is it the? No, we might have cut that. Is it Jango? Why did I think he was? Oh yeah, he's blue one. All right, we'll cut that. Yeah, ask that again.
Is there a theme that you never thought you'd be interested in and ended up loving?
Star Wars.
Star Wars? So you didn't grow up liking Star Wars?
No, not a Star Wars fan at all. But now with it all coming in and seeing the people that love it, I'm swearing to it that I'm going to watch everything and learn about it.
What's your goal as a Lego store?
To accommodate the people. The fan base around here is huge for Lego, providing a childhood dream that I had, being able to come in, pick out pieces, pick out the people, stuff like that, in this way. There was a set that looked pretty good, and I was breaking it down. It wasn't until I broke it down, and I don't know what was in there, but as I started breaking the set down, there was like some slimy, oily grease. I don't know what it was. It's actually home right now, getting ready to be washed.
Wow. So you have a cleaning process that everybody's different.
Washing machine.
Washing machine? Okay. Cool.
Actually works good. Mesh bags, throw them in there, gain.
One of our biggest questions is, how do you pronounce Lego plural? How do you
Lego.
personally? So you've never said Legos?
Lego, it is, yeah.
Wow.
I probably slip up and say it now and then. It doesn't have a whole lot of Legos, but I've gotten way better.
We know it's Lego, but we can't bring ourselves
Yeah,
to
say Legos. I think it's because I'm in here and I feel
That's one of the reasons we're such good friends. For a couple
the
of
friendship's built on saying
Oh yeah,
Legos.
because we're both anal retentive weirdos. What's a theme you'd like to see come back? Like we had Lord of the Rings.
The
like
Islanders.
Classic Space. Oh, Islanders, yeah.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
they're awesome.
A theme that Lego hasn't done before that you'd love to see them come out with.
Game of Thrones,
Game of Thrones.
anything medieval. So the Game of Thrones line is, for me, probably the biggest one because there'd be a lot of stuff they could do there. It's too gory. Lunch every day is very difficult. It's really hard to get lunch. Sometimes you don't eat lunch.
My name is Dominic. I'm the only actual employee of Brickheads. When we get trade-ins, I make sure everything is complete. I do just about everything in here. The cases, that's what I do. My favorite theme is Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars buff. Most of the clone troopers that we do get traded in come home with me. Of course, I'll leave some.
What's your favorite Star Wars set?
Probably the Ultimate Collector Series, Slave 1.
Okay.
We have one up, but I'm not sure if I'll take it by the end of the month. We have some people come in, a lot of people off the street don't know what Lego is that much, so we'll have some people be like, 200 pieces, but it's like 60 bucks? That's not fair.
Also, is it Lego or Legos?
Lego.
It is? And you've always called it Lego? I think I'm gonna buy your Barracuda Bay, by the way.
That's an awesome set.
The one reason I didn't want to buy it is because I didn't want to put it together. It's just too tedious. It's just sitting there like, hey, I'm built. How are you going to buy that set a month ago, probably? Because it's relatively new.
Okay.
Build it and then trade it.
Because they do 75% on trade.
You do?
Yeah.
You do 75% on trade?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going home with this today. Probably, maybe. It's already built, and I don't have to spend the time building someone else's design. I have nowhere to display this in my Lego room.
I can display it.
No.
I got space. I got space in my backyard. Let's inventory it real quick.
Yeah, let's make sure every brick is there. Walk down the street and lost it.
We just got back from, what is it called? I forget already.
Brickheads.
Yes, Brickheads in Lancaster. Fox News beat us to the interview.
And they did a terrible interview.
Well, they did a news interview.
Yeah.
It was very cold and
Disinterested
boring.
in
Yeah.
what he actually cared about.
yeah. Although they did have a cool little, they made themselves filming each other at the end. I don't know why I'm plugging Fox News, but
Yeah. I mean,
Jordan got the Pirate Bay, or what it's not called
Barracuda
that.
Bay. I got a great deal on it.
You know it was originally called Pirate Bay, right?
Was it?
When it was in the ideas phase, or the submission phase?
Yeah, the original submission looks better than the actual set.
Yeah, but it's like 10 times as big.
Oh, what?
So yeah, he got that pre-built because Jordan hates building Legos.
I don't hate building them. I hate building other people's stuff. It's totally different. And I would never have bought Barracuda Bay because there's too many pages in the instruction booklet. It's just,
There's a lot of them.
and we get there and it's sitting on a table already built, and it was 10 times cooler in person than I thought it was going to be.
I wholeheartedly disagree with his method of not putting Lego sets together.
Oh, just for the record, whenever I've traded him fully built sets, he takes them apart.
Not
to
just
put
when
them
you
back
trade them
together.
to me. Whenever I buy them from anybody, I take them apart and put them together. You know there was a Mega Bloks piece in the Indiana Jones set you gave me?
I didn't put it together.
You sold it to me as a complete set, though.
Well, it looked complete.
It had a purple 2x2 brick.
Well, guess what? You can put that on display. That is what sparked our friendship, is your distaste for the parts that I gave you.
Well, that's not what sparked our friendship.
I still got the better end of that deal.
I'm not denying that. So, yeah, Jordan got that. I got this guy and these two pieces.
He looks like the lead singer of Motorhead.
I just love the torso, like the tattoos and the skull and the pants and the... I love every piece of this separately. And then these, this will go in my...
I spotted him.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic headquarter mock. And this, I'm not sure yet. Probably in my evil Nazi zombie research laboratory.
That's got to be from Harry Potter, right?
This?
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah.
It's definitely. I don't think they do printed 6x6.
Yeah, it's definitely an older one.
Yeah. Weird. Brickheads was cool.
You know what really stuck out to me? He had such a small space.
It was tiny.
It was literally like the size of a hallway in like a regular house. But he displayed everything so well.
And one thing that I liked is that he just would throw random sets for sale in the big jewel case, the big glass case. It didn't even have to be like a theme. It would just be something that he thought was eye-catching and neat. So you'd have like a $15 set next to, you know, a $350 old set.
Yeah, the fact that he's so successful. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, go for it. Clearly I wasn't. No.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, I wasn't talking or anything.
Melissa says I'm really bad at that.
What, interrupting people?
Yeah.
It's because you have a complex. I think you're smarter than everyone.
During the quarantine, like, you know he's going to be successful when the store was packed when we went there.
It was packed. I mean, people are interacting with his buy-sell trade idea instead of just coming there and buying out all of his stock, which is...
Yeah, and he says he doesn't even go out to buy anymore. It's just he gets all his inventory from people coming to the store, which is crazy. That's great. So, yeah, Brickheads, Lancaster City. And Lancaster is just a cool place to go.
It's neat. Nice little town. Lots of stuff to do there, but I wouldn't go there if the Lego shop wasn't there.
Yeah.
Probably not.
The end.
Cut. What's the most expensive fig that you have here?
Be the Django Fett.